I first met Dr. Wanis at a business event where he was like the keynote speaker or the guest speaker. And from the exercises that he had us doing, it made me want to do a session with him. So afterwards, I approached him and he said we could do a session. So we did a session. Now, I'm a therapist myself. And like all the other human beings on the planet, I got childhood stuff that I'm still working through, right? And I've done a lot of childhood work. But going into the session with Dr. Wanis, I expected to be crying. I expected to have a lot of emotions because I know I have some stuff, right? Well, I get in the session and it didn't go the way I planned at all. I didn't cry. I was not emotional. And what I didn't realize at the time is Dr. Wanis' approach to therapy is to not have you stuck in the drama and trauma, the pain of what we're trying to heal, right? So this technique that he came up with is called subconscious rapid transformation technique, SRTT. He came up with this technique, and one of the main tenets of it is to not allow the client to re-experience the pain of the trauma. So, amazing experience for me. As a matter of fact, all the previous therapy I had done, this was the first time where I truly felt like I forgave my parents for things that happened in my childhood. The crazy thing is, I thought I had already forgiven them. But doing the work with Dr. Wanis, in that one session, I was like, wow, that was pretty amazing. So after that, I was really intrigued by his technique. And so I tried to learn it. And I did. I was learning the technique. I was learning SRTT. And I was being effective with my clients. But then I started to notice that I would always get stuck at a certain place, right? So then I started to talk to Dr. Wanis. I said, hey, so I'm doing what you told me, but I always get stuck here. And then he'd start sharing what, his perception or his perspective on why I'm getting stuck. And then I realized, okay, you can teach therapists how to do this approach that you've developed, because this is all Dr. Wanis' thing. He did this on his own. You can teach this to therapists, but what you can't give them is your wisdom and expertise, right? Your wisdom and your experience. And that was the area where I was getting stuck. So I said, you know what? Why don't we just collaborate? My trauma clients, I'll send to you. You do the trauma work, and then they come back to me and we can do couples work, because I primarily see couples. But what I was finding is I'm doing couples work, but in the marriage, one or both of them are dealing with trauma, which is prohibiting or holding back the work that we want to do. So I send them to Dr. Wanis. Now, here's the thing, just to show you how much I believe in the work that Dr. Wanis does. So I tell my clients about the work, right? I tell them how it works. I tell them what he's going to do. And then I tell them this is the guarantee I give them. If you go through this process, if you do just one session with Dr. Wanis, because one session with Dr. Wanis is like the equivalent of 10 regular therapy sessions. That's how deep he goes in that one session. So I tell clients, if you do this one session and it is not life-changing for you, I will give you your money back. And guess how many people whose money I've given back to date? That's right, 0. I've not given one of my clients their money back, because every client I've sent, when they come back to me, that was the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. And in my opinion, in my professional opinion and personal opinion, Dr. Wanis, when it comes to therapy, the work that he does is just short of miraculous. Like, you have to experience it. Like, you really do have to experience it, right? So I told you he goes through this process, SRTT. A lot of times my clients will ask me, well, is it hypnosis? No, it's not hypnosis. And one time we did a session, I'm driving in the car. So obviously I'm not hypnotized while I'm driving. But no, what it is a dissociative way to deal with your trauma. So when you're talking to Dr. Wanis, he addresses you as the main person. I'm saying this main person to kind of help you understand. This is not what he calls it, but you're you, but then you're going back in your childhood or wherever the memory stems from and dealing with the younger you. But we do it, when I say dissociative, it's like there's two individuals. So the current you is trying to help the younger you. And the way he keeps you from the pain is when when you go back to the trauma and you start to feel it, he instructs you, hey, wait, we're not here for you. We're here for the little child. We're here for the little girl or the little boy. We need you to help them. You're safe. You're with me. You're here with me. You're on the phone or you're in my office or whatever. We're trying to help the child, and that helps the person calm down. And he have many other ways to get you out of the drama. I'm just giving you an example, right? Just giving you an example. The main thing that the message I'm trying to get across to you is, if you're thinking about doing work with Dr. Wanis and you know that you have unresolved trauma issues or unresolved anything, it will be worth the investment. I don't see it not being worth the investment. One of his sessions is like 10 of mine. And I'm good at what I do, right? I don't say that from an arrogant place. I am a very good therapist. But the work that he does, going into the subconscious as quick as he does, and finding the root cause of why you struggle, there's no one greater at doing that than Dr. Wanis. And so I strongly encourage you. As a matter of fact, like I said, I send my clients to him. I don't trust my clients with just anybody. I do not. I take pride in the work that I do. I take pride in my brand. And I would not trust my clients with just anyone, but I trust Dr. Wanis to do what he does with my clients who need trauma work. So take it from a stranger, which is what I am to you. You will not be disappointed if you really want to heal the things that's been bothering you for years, or even if it ain't been years, whatever's bothering you. If you want to get over it finally, Dr. Wanis is an excellent choice for you to choose.